Hey, welcome back everybody. This week I will be working on milling and installing the interior walls for the pole shed. I wanted to capture some of the maintenance and upkeep you have to do with the sawmill. So in these scenes, I'm changing out the soap and water mix, which is what you use for the summertime for lubrication. And I'm putting in some antifreeze for over the winter so it doesn't freeze in the lines. Right here, what you see is I'm tightening the wheels that hold the sawmill blade on it because you don't want to keep the tension on when the saw is not in use. So you let the slack off, and then when you're ready to use it, you put it back to 25 foot-pounds of torque. Woodland Mills has a few different engine options for their HM126 sawmill. I went for the 9.5 horsepower model. It's a Kohler motor, and so far it's been fantastic. They're known to be great motors, and it's lived up to its name already in the last 6 months. So what I'm doing here is I'm ensuring that the two tracks are perfectly level or close to perfectly level, and then the perpendicular crossbars are also level so that the boards are cut level lengthwise and also cut level widthwise. This area that I'm building the pole shed in had a lot of big dead standing pine that we cut down 3 or 4 years ago. It's been laying on the forest floor since then. So the outside of the pine is rotted, but honestly, after you get through that first inch and a half, the rest of the wood is in really, really, really good condition. There's no bugs inside of it. There's no rot past the outside. So fortunately, I was able to build almost all of this just using those 3 downed pine trees. They're about 75 to 100 years old, and they provided the majority of the lumber for the floorboards, the ceiling boards, the 2x4s, and the interior boards, whereas the siding was provided by that big hemlock that was blown down from last fall. Woodland Mills sawmills come standard with 2 log stops and a log clamp, which you see here I'm tightening. The 2 stops go on the side of the log that the blade is pulling towards so that the board doesn't move, and then the clamp keeps it in place. It's imperative to watch where these stops are at all times because there's nothing really stopping you from sawing straight into that steel. So you have to continually adjust the height of the log stops as you work your way down through the log, so that you get the most support for the log size that you're using, but you don't saw into it as you get down towards that level. In order for me to get enough boards to cover the entire square foot of the walls of the interior, I needed to mill 107 of these boards. They are 5 3/4 inch wide, and they vary in lengths between 3 and 5 feet long. I took all of the boards after they were milled, and I ran them on a router table to route out some shiplap. So they're shiplapped on either side so that when I install them on the walls, there's a bit of overlap because these are dead standing, but they're not completely dried. And with the changing of the seasons, I know they're going to move, and I don't want to expose that under part of the wall. So I went with the shiplap approach so that even when they expand and contract through the seasons, it'll still cover that up. As I mentioned before, I'm routing both sides of this board, opposite sides, with a shiplap bit here on my router table. I went with roughly 3/8 of an inch deep and half an inch wide for the shiplap on either side. Once I had the 107 boards milled up, and once I had run them all on the router with the shiplap bit, I then had to take all of the boards back and start installing them on the walls, which you see here. What I insulated the cabin with, I went with a rock wool Roxol R13 insulation in between each of the studs, and then I just covered the entire wall area with a vapor barrier, since there's not too much moisture protection from the outside, because I used that shiplap with the Tyvek wall coating. So I figured this would help stop a lot of that moisture from coming in. I wanted to take some time, now that I'm doing voiceover for these videos, to explain where we got some of the hardware for the cabin that we use for this build. So besides the lumber coming all from the property, and as much as we could get from used materials I had from other builds, all the windows were purchased from a restore, which, if you don't know what that is, Habitat for Humanity has a network of stores across the country where they sell, leftover things from their builds and things that people donate, builders donate, so that they can get money to keep that Habitat for Humanity project going. Most of the things are very, very reduced, and they also have sales different parts of the year. So I think I got the big picture window for about $100, and it's a Pella window and was never installed before. And I got the two front windows on the cabin, which are identical, also from that restore, for $75 each, brand new, still shrink wrapped. And those are manufactured from Crystal Windows out of Queens, New York. The window on the back is Anderson. I just found it on the side of the road, actually, on my commute to work. It was in really good condition, so I threw it in the back of the truck and brought it up here and installed it. A lot of the hardware I either purchased from blacksmiths off of eBay, or I went to antique stores to get some of those strap hinges and the interior and exterior door handles. The nails that I used to build the front door are actually new old stock nails that were found in a barn. They're from the 1800s, but they were brand new, never been used before. So I picked up 100 of them, and I thought that'd be cool to just use that to build the door, to give it kind of some more character. That's it for this episode. I'm not even nearly close to finishing putting up the siding on the interior walls. I'll be working on that throughout the course of the winter, but I don't have to do anything outside anymore. So all the wood is ready to go and go up on the walls, and the rest of the interior things are ready to be built. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like the video, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep making videos like this as long as I have time to do so. Take care, everybody. Cheers.